Hey guys, this is another Who to Summon video this time around. We do have some very powerful choices here for sure. And some people have been asking me which one they should actually focus on for the summons before this video. So don't worry, I'll help you out with this, guys. So let's talk about Ignar. Ignar has a very powerful ability in PvP, which is the ability to execute every single freaking turn. The problem is with him is he's slow. So when he finally goes off, by the time he goes off, probably the board should have somebody at less than 20%. As long as they don't heal, as long as they don't do anything else in that situation, they will get freaking executed, which is freaking awesome. In that case, for sure. And if you really want to use Ignar, you have to use him on PvP and you have to use him on the attack. I didn't see him perform very well on defense in all the ways that I've actually tested him. And I haven't seen a lot of people that actually know how to set up teams using him on defense. I mean, you really need a team that's going to lure the life of the enemy and him going off. So that's a lot of different blocks you have to actually jump to be able to make him work. And he does work very well as long as you're able to keep that life below 20%. So there's a few tricks with him. He's not going to be useful in events because you have to pass the turn to be able to execute the enemy. So that beats the point. You want to have the least amount of turn to be able to get the highest score possible in the event. And Ignar is not doing that. You really want just one turn to do that. And he's not going to do it because of his ability there. However, if you plan to actually get him, if you have your heart set on getting Ignar, his +1 is required. You need his +1 for sure. Execute because makes me execute ignoring mutality to death. And pretty much the most annoying thing that a hero has in this game is when they are immortal, you can kill them for 1 turn or even 3 turns in a row, and that is super annoying. But this makes it all happen, guys, for sure. He does have a buff, but it's not giving him a lot. You are going to need other heroes to actually raise his damage even more for him to be actually relevant with the damage. And that's going to need his +5 for that. His +5 is going to raise his damage by a lot. He does create 2 stones, but you have to pass a turn every single time. Every single turn to actually get those 2 stones. So yeah, that's a little slow, but it does do decent amount of damage, especially if he's buffed with normal attack damage by other heroes. So he can be used. He's not like useless, but you have to make sure to create a team that can actually support him to actually do that much damage in there. And if you want him to execute, he's gonna work very well as long as your team is able to lure the life enough to be able to do that. Now, of course, this absolute monster of a hero. The only reason why he didn't appear on my top 10 of most impactful heroes in 2024, it's because there was other heroes that were more impactful than him. But oh my god, he was very, very, very freaking close to being in the top 10 for sure. I mean, the guy breaks shields. He dispels buffs. He does crazy amounts of damage because right off the bat, even at +0, he gains crit chance, crit damage, and less damage taken. And that's stacked by 5 times. That's hit him at +0, man. That is freaking amazing. That is disgusting. And on top of all that, he reduces healing received by 60% and increases damage. Oh my god, he does everything. He does a bunch of things. It's stats, and I mean, my god. And his +1,
sounds like
his +1 is a +5. Let's be honest. The ability of him going off and then gaining 100% mana back, that is an ability that many heroes in the game get when they're +5, and he has a +1. So yeah, this is a very, very powerful +1. No joke, guys. Now, if you want him to get actual extra damage, his +3 does raise his damage by a lot. And his +5 gives him more immortality and makes the healing healing prevention that he does. It's not a debuff, so it can't be eliminated. So yeah, there's a lot to love with these awakenings, but you're able to use them at +0. But I highly recommend to get his +1. His +1 is bonkers, crazy stuff, man. It's incredible. I mean, when I created my defense team's instructional videos, I always recommended to get a dispeller on the left side, as you already know. But this hero, he does everything, and dispel, and break shields. Like, those are things that you want your heroes to have, and he has all of them. All of those specific ones that I mentioned. So yeah, he's a very, very powerful hero. Highly recommended to get for sure. And his best weapon is his weapon, for sure. He's against crazy amounts of damage. I mean, his abilities makes him do crit damage, and on top of that, he's going to do 110% additional to that on top of that. So yeah, you should get this weapon for sure. And that weapon, you can actually use it for Messing Kit as well, so there's no reason why you shouldn't get that weapon for sure. Now, last but certainly not least, unlike Klimt, Bubble did make the top 10 most impactful heroes of 2024, and the main reason is that once she is plus frickin' 5, she becomes one of the most annoying heroes in the entire frickin' game. And there's very few ways to actually take her down. There's a few new heroes that are around that actually do counterattack that is able to destroy her. But if you don't have those available, you're in front of world of hurt. Usually when somebody has a bubble on defense, nobody wants to attack it because they literally can't play the game. Because everyone gets silenced, and then they get pretty much combined with the other hero that they released that also works very well with her, and it's her own faction, which is Raylan. Her and Raylan together, I mean, my god. If you don't have an answer to the silence, you're dead. That's it. Bubble and Raylan together is death incarnate, because Bubble is going to silence everybody, and Raylan is going to slash everybody that is silenced. So yeah, that is a very powerful combo, very scary combo to have around. So yeah. So yeah, there's a lot of good combinations in that situation, because once you have those two heroes together, you have your defense team set up. That's it. Because one is gonna kill and one is gonna disable everybody. So yeah, that's one of the easiest ways that you can actually do a good defense. Those two heroes together, just like Blue has her two heroes. These are the two heroes for Green for sure. The thing is that some people have told me that she uses a +0. That is not true. You are able to use her at +0, but only on the attack in that case. With her +1, she's able to do silence in that situation more effectively, and the target also receives 60% more damage. Silence enemies targets take 60% more damage. So on top of that, if you silence somebody, they take 60% more damage. That is disgusting stuff, guys. I mean, yeah. If you want to continue to use your bubble on the attack, this +1 is a very, very powerful upgrade for her in that situation. The +3 pretty much gives immunity and silence to everybody, which is annoying. It's really annoying. Sometimes it does break your tempo, and you tend to lose the fight there. But this +5... This +5 is the reason why I'm worried. I'm worried that after these summons, a lot more bubbles +5 will appear, and a lot more people will not be able to play, because once everybody is silenced, it's game over. You can't do anything. You're dead, pretty much. So you have to use other strategies of not attacking, letting other heroes counterattack, making sure you have immunity to this, because this is the plague. And if you don't have a plan to take out the plague, you're gonna get dead in that situation. So that is just how clear I can say it, I guess. If you get this hero to +5, you will get one of the most powerful heroes in the game right now. Bar none, on the attack, on defense, all that good stuff. The place that you're not going to use bubble very much is in PvE, because there's many enemies and bosses that you're not able to silence. And if you're not able to silence them, you're not going to get that 60% more damage received to that target. So that's not going to be very useful there. But for everything else, Bubble is an absolute monster of a hero. Do not underestimate. The only reason why you would underestimate Bubble is because you've never fought against her at +5. So yeah, that's gonna change. I think that's gonna change very soon, because when she was released, not a lot of people were able to get her to +5, but now they will. And I wish I could get her to +5, but I'm too poor for that right now, for sure. Now, let's talk about the 4-star. Claqueta is a very, very good hero, giving shields to everybody, giving protections and all that good stuff. He's a very powerful hero. He's fast speed, and also you're able to use him to hold the whip. So for a 4-star, he has his uses for sure. Clara, as I said many times before, I like Clara. She lowers defense. She's a fast hero, and she's able to do good tempo. So in free-to-play, I think that she'll be able to be used there. Not a lot of people like her, but I think that she has a lot of potential there. Lynn is a very good dispeller for red. If you don't have a dispeller that is good, and I mean, red has very few dispellers. Klimt is a dispeller, but not everyone has Klimt. So Lynn is a good option, because once you use a red team and you fight against Isadora, you have no way to win unless you dispel, and Lynn is a good option there for that. Dylan looks amazing. He is not a good hero. Do not get this hero, but he does look amazing for sure. Now, Morgan, on the other hand, a lot of players use her. She used to be fast, now she's average speed, which is bad, but she's not too bad, because the thing is that you do need an agility hero in green to be able to hold the stone weapon, the 4-star stone weapon. So she's a very good hero to do that specifically, and she does decent amount of damage and prevents healing. So yeah, I still think Morgan is good for free-to-play players. Outside of that, I wouldn't recommend it, but free-to-play, sure, you can definitely use her. And Bruno actually got buffed, but not buffed enough. He's not a good hero, guys. Do not get Bruno. He has an awesome fish, but outside of that, nothing else, man. All right. Out of all these 5-star heroes, which one is my #1 option for you? And I'm going to give you 2 answers. If you plan to get one of these heroes at +5, there is one option that you actually had to get, and that is definitely Bubble.
Bubbles are fragile.
Bubble at +5 can change your game on the attack, on defense. Enemies that you would usually lose when you're attacking in PvP, you will win just because you have Bubble. That's it. Period. You will win. Guaranteed. So yeah, it's really hard to lose when you have a Bubble at +5. And she changes the game so much. On defense, she is a freaking nightmare. The best way that you can make somebody not attack you in arena, in war, is having heroes that are scared or not able to take down, and Bubble is one of those heroes for sure. So yeah, if you're having problems, people always attacking you, Bubble is a very good way to do that, guys. Just make sure to bring other heroes to protect her, like removal from, give her immunity to control effects, and bring in a taunt hero to protect her, and you'll be very, very good to defeat those. Now, if your objective is to get a hero at +1, for sure, Klimt by far is the best option if you just want to get a hero at +1. Klimt at +1, he'll break shields, he'll dispel, and that is more than enough, because you're gonna need to break the shields. Remember, shields actually prevent the damage done to shield is prevented by 50%. So destroying shields will make sure that you'll be able to destroy an enemy, and at +1 you'll be able to do that by every single turn. You activate once, pass the turn, activate once, pass the turn. You're able to do that a bunch of times, and that will get you a lot closer to victory for sure. If you do plan to get his +3, that's going to give him a lot more damage, and his +5 will make sure he survives a lot more in the fight. So you can actually put Naya's buff on someone, 2 other heroes, and leave Klimt alone, because he'll be able to receive a lot of protection from his own buff on +5. So there's a lot to love on Klimt. Klimt +1 is freaking broken. +3 does more damage. +5, the guy's immortal, and pretty much the healing prevention is undispellable. So yeah, lots of love for sure for him. Now, last is Ignar. Sadly, I have not seen Ignar overperform at all in any of the things that I've been seeing. On the attack, I have seen him do some crazy stuff, but that's because he has other heroes that actually support him to give extra damage from normal attack damage. So that in that ambiance, Ignar is going to overperform. Outside of that, he's not going to do very well. And on defense, I did not see him perform at all in that case. However, if you do plan to get Ignar, do get him at least a +1, because this +1 with his execute will be useful for you. Even if he's not doing much, if you're able to make the enemy have lower than 20% life and they don't heal, that's going to be worth actually having him around. So that's going to be useful on PvP, not on PvE, guys. Remember, you need as less turns as possible. You need to pass the turn for him to actually execute enemies. So PvP, he has a lot of uses there for sure. Now, for the 4 stars, my number one option, it has to be Lyn. There's very few dispellers in red, and Lyn for free-to-play players can be a very good option to eliminate Isidore. Isidore is a nightmare for red, and Lyn does fix that for sure. And option number 2, I would say that it's going to be Morgan. Morgan in free-to-play world, she is very necessary. Be able to hold that agility stone green weapon to actually create stone, so that you're definitely going to need Morgan for that, and she's a pretty decent hero in general. And my third option is definitely going to be Claqueta. Claqueta is going to give shields. He's a fast hero. He's able to hold the whip, which is Thaurisan's weapon, to give energy to the entire freaking team by 60%. So yeah, Claqueta can be useful and can help you out for sure in PvP. In pretty much in everything, honestly. In PvE, PvP, but in free-to-play world for sure. Alright guys, that's pretty much it. If you have any questions, if you have any concerns, please leave it in the comments and we'll talk about it. Alright, thank you very much for watching guys. Have a great day. Bye-bye.